I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I have a roll call, please?
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan. Here. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Here.
Kurtz.
Here.
O'Laughlin.
No idea. Thank you. Next, I will need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Mike's not on Ring Central, is he? Do I need to wait? Okay. Did we even put a thing out for public comment tonight?
The clipboard's back there, but I don't think anyone signed in.
Nothing on it? Okay. Since nobody signed in for public comment, I will go on to proclamations.
Excuse me, Madam Mayor, I have signed in for public comment via the comments.
Through Ring Central, or who am I talking to?
Yes. This is Gina Lynch.
Oh, hi Gina. So,
Hello, good evening, council.
hi,
Aye.
Oh.
are
I
you,
just was calling in to let you guys know that I have placed passwords and keys in the city's mailbox. I was not aware that there was an issue or that this property was to be turned in. The city manager had never contacted me. I actually heard through the rumor mill, but it is actually in the mailbox, so you guys have that stuff. Thank you very much.
okay?
Thank
Did
you.
I check the
Okay,
mailbox?
thank you for doing that.
We'll check it.
Okay, thank you, Gina. I don't believe there was anyone else. Okay, moving on to proclamations, since I have several. I think before I start reading the three proclamations I have, is Blake here? Can you come forward, Blake? Oh, here, I can reach you. I have short arms. This is a card from the city council. And this is a check from City Council in regards to, in memory of your father, to be given to the Fire Department Association.
Very nice.
Okay?
Thank you all very
Thank you.
much.
Some department heads too, Mike.
Thank you very much.
Okay, starting with first proclamation is 52nd Annual Professional Municipal Clerks Week is May 2nd through May 8th. Whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world. And whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk is the oldest among public servants. And whereas the office of the Professional Municipal Clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing body, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas professional municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the professional municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas professional municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the professional municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, provincial, county, and international professional organizations. Where it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of professional municipal clerk Now therefore, I, Bonita Davis, Mayor of Independence, do recognize the week of May 2nd through May 8th, 2021 as Professional Municipal Clerks Week, and further extend appreciation to our Professional Municipal Clerks Office and to all professional municipal clerks for the vital service they perform and their exemplary dedication to the community they present. It's signed for April 12th, 2021. My second proclamation was requested from the Northeast Iowa Realtors Association. It's for Fair Housing Month, April 2021, whereas April 2021 marks the 53rd anniversary of the Title VIII of the Civil Rights Act of 1968, known as the Civil Rights Fair Housing Act. And whereas this act provides equal housing opportunity for all Americans regardless of race, color, religion, sex, or national origin, as well as to ensure fair practice in the sale, rental, or financing of property. Whereas the Fair Housing Amendment Acts of 1988 added new rights, remedies, monetary penalties, and strengthened its enforcement procedures. And whereas the Fair Housing Amendment Act seeks to provide equal housing opportunities to affirmatively further housing choices, to eliminate legal barriers to equal housing, and to emphasize equal housing as a fundamental human right for all. And whereas individuals in the city have the right to choose where to live without discrimination based on race, color, religion, age, sex, disability, gender identity, familiar status, or national origin. And whereas Independence fully supports the intent and purpose of the Federal Fair Housing Act, local fair housing laws, and follows policies and practice in order to achieve its goal. Now therefore, I, the Mayor of Independence, do hereby proclaim April 2021 in Independence as Fair Housing Month. And this is going to be a long meeting, folks. My third proclamation was requested by Riverview Center in Waterloo in regards to April being Sexual Assault Month. So whereas sexual assault affects women, children, and men of all racial, cultural, and economic backgrounds, and whereas in addition to the immediate physical and emotional cost, sexual assault may also have associated consequences of post-traumatic stress disorder, substance abuse, depression, homelessness, eating disorders, and suicide. And whereas sexual assault can be devastating not only to the survivor, but also for the family and friends of the survivor. And whereas since no one person, organization, agency, or community can eliminate sexual assault on their own, we must work together to educate our entire population about what can be done to prevent sexual assault, support victims, survivors, and their significant others, and support those agencies providing services to victims and survivors. Now, therefore, I, Bonita Davis, on behalf of the City of Independence, do hereby proclaim the month of April 2021 as Sexual Assault Awareness Month in Independence, Iowa, and encourage all citizens to learn more about preventing sexual assault.
Madam Mayor, could I request, I know citizens, it's hard to hear. Could we have all three of those proclamations posted under the announcement part on city website?
Yes,
Because I think they all have some very
yeah, okay,
good things to say.
good idea. And I can maybe make them available to the news media also if they so want. So, while I'm in this section of the agenda, I do want to also let everybody know that we have proclaimed open burning time. This point is from April 17th through May 2nd. And so if you have any other questions, we have 2 times during the year for our ordinance that we can have open burning. And if you have any other questions, please call the fire department and they can answer anything that you need for that, or look at their website. I'm sure they have something posted on there. Okay, moving along, my next thing I need is a motion to approve and accept and approve the consent agenda that approves the following: the minutes of the March 22nd, 2021 regular meeting, minutes of the March 22nd, 2021 special meeting, and the minutes of the March 25th, 2021 special meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next on the agenda is that I need a motion to approve claims for payment.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to approve the claims. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Okay. Next on the agenda is, I think there's no action, just this discussion, is budgeting and monthly transfers. Anybody have any questions or comments on that area?
Al, could you maybe explain what, when we're transferring money like this, it's not new money, it's just money being moved around?
Correct. We have to transfer money from the general fund to the library fund. If we receive money in the emergency levy receipts to the general fund, civic center levy receipts to the CIP, and sewer fund to the sewer bond fund. Those transfers have to happen to reflect in our bookwork because they are separate checking accounts, for lack of a better explanation.
Thank you.
Okay.
I make the motion to approve.
Don't think it actually needs
Doesn't
a
hurt.
motion, it's just for information,
Oh, okay.
so. As is the next item is revenues and expenses to date. That was attached also, isn't it?
These are the monthly budget reports for the council for the various departments.
All those attachments are available for people who pull this up, the agenda. They can see all those also, can't they?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any questions or comments in that area?
They do show what we budgeted estimate and then what they have at the, on the far right, what's left from that budgeted amount for this year?
Correct. You'll see the budget estimate, month-to-date balance, year-to-date balance, percentage expended for the year, and then the unexpended balance for each department. You'll notice in the revenues, it's a negative number if they have not received all of their revenue, whereas in the expenditures, it's a positive number if they have a balance left to expend. The concern that we would normally have would be you'd want the total expenses at the bottom to have a positive number in it. The individual line items are really for the department head to do their planning and what have you throughout the course of the year. You'll see some are positive, some are negative. It's not unusual. We'd rather have a negative number on those particular line items to make sure they're accounting for their expenditures in the right areas, as long as they do not go over their bottom line expenditures.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, moving on under hearings and ordinances. First public hearing is on rezoning application. I have a motion to receive and file proof of publication of notice of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next, I need a motion to hold the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to hold the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We are in public hearing in regards to rezoning for Prees Manufacturing.
Prees is doing an expansion. They are asking that they be rezoned to an M2 classification. You'll see that there's two properties. The most recent expansion, their building did encroach on an area that was not zoned accordingly, so this encompasses both that portion of the building and their entire new facility to be rezoned M2. Planning and zoning met, reviewed this, and does recommend that it be rezoned.
Are there any comments? Nothing was sent in. Comments? Okay. Hearing none, then I will ask for a motion to close the hearing and receive and file oral and written comments.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Next, I need a motion to consider adopting the ordinance for the first time.
So moved.
Second.
Do have a motion accepted it to adopt the motion ordinance for the first time. Roll call, please.
Callahan?
Yes.
Rodriguez?
Yes.
Hill?
Yes.
Scharf?
Yes.
Kurtz?
Yes.
O'Laughlin absent. Hannah?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. You do have the option also to make a motion to waive second or third readings. Is there any?
I'd make a motion not to waive the other two readings.
I'd
All right,
second
well,
that.
wait. If we're not, if we're not gonna have a motion, let's not have a motion as opposed to having a motion not to have a motion. So unless someone has a motion, let's just let it stay.
There you go.
Okay. So hearing none, we will move on to the next item. Okay, next on the agenda is rezoning application for officials. I need a motion to receive and file proof of publication of notice of public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and accept second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next, I need a motion to hold the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to hold the public hearing. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. We are now in public hearing in regards to the officials.
This rezoning is from an M2 to a C2. The owner of the building, with what they want to do in the building, is more appropriately zoned C2. C2 is adjacent to the property on one side, M2 adjacent to the property on the other, so sitting on the line, it can go either way, and we'd recommend, as did planning and zoning, that it be rezoned C2.
What's the intended use of the building?
I think he wants to repair pinball machines in there. C2 also allows for a portion of the building to be used for residential, would be the only other caveat to a C2. But that's based on a percentage of it being allowed. I don't know if that's what he wants to do, but that would be the two primary things.
It'd be a pretty simple business. There's not a lot of traffic. think he kind of already does that in his garage now.
That's my understanding, but it fits inside the C2 zone.
Okay.
Are there any other comments? Nothing was received ahead of time? Okay. Hearing nothing, I will ask for a motion to close the hearing and receive and file oral and written comments.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to close the hearing. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next, I need a motion to consider adopting the ordinance for the first time.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to adopt it for the first time. We'll ask for a roll call, please.
Hill,
Yes.
Sharp,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried. You do have the option of having a second or third reading. I'll give you a couple of minutes. Hearing nothing, we will move on to the next item.
One thing I'd request is when we have those, is there a possibility that the owner could give us some kind of a statement on what effect would be, like the one back for Prees? I mean, if construction delays, if cost overrides, that would help. Otherwise, I don't see a need for them, but, maybe there's something there that we don't.
They just need to get it in sooner.
Yeah.
That way the public has a chance to weigh in on it for a second and third reading.
No,
Otherwise, we just take that all away from them by waiving those
Oh.
rates.
No, but I'm just saying, if the owner wanting that done could request it as opposed to just having it there, so we know if there's a specific reason why.
Okay. Try and share that. Okay. Next on the agenda is a motion to set April 26 at 6:30 PM in City Hall for public hearing and consideration, first reading for amendment to City Code Section 9106.
So moved.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to set that date. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Thank you. Moving down to resolutions. Start with, we have a motion to approve a resolution to access property owners for Chapter 136.03 snow removal.
So moved.
Second.
Do have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
We do need a roll
Oh,
call.
that's what I need a roll call for. Sorry, Susie.
That's okay. Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Sharp.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next is the award contract for the 2021 sidewalk replacement. I need a motion to approve a resolution awarding the contract to your choice for the 2021 sidewalk replacement.
You have 3 bids received, A&T Concrete, Masonry, Even Construction, and Feldman Concrete. Feldman Concrete was the low bid at $51,887.50 for sidewalk replacement. That
They
includes.
are the ones that did our handicap ramps last year.
They are the ones that did the handicap ramp.
I would make a motion to award it to Feldman.
Okay. I did hear a second.
Second.
Okay, thank you. A roll call, please.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Sharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next is a approval of a community development block grant application. I need motion to approve a resolution to approve the community development block grant application.
This is the downtown revitalization CDBG grant that we're talking about. This is based on Intercog writing the grant for us. If we proceed, there is no cost to Intercog writing the grant. They would get paid if we're awarded the grant, and their payment would actually come through the proceeds of the grant for administering it. And this and the next two items both tie back into that downtown revitalization grant.
Would this be with the meeting we had down at Bill's a couple of weeks ago, the two gentlemen that were speaking?
Correct. This would entail the goal of 8 to 10 buildings being fixed up with $500,000 of community development block grant funds. The way the resolution is written, the city is committing to $500,000 to match that, but of the city's $500,000, $250,000 comes from the property owner, $250,000 from the city. So it's split 50-50 for our share. The rest of it comes from the state.
Would the city's share, Al, be coming from TIF?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'd make the motion to approve the resolution for the CBDG grant.
Second,
But then even if we get that approved, do we have to carry through with that if it's a done deal, or how does that work? Yeah.
I'm not sure your question.
If we
Doug.
get the grant approved, if nobody comes forward, there's nothing there, right?
We would have to have the businesses identified before we submitted the grant. That's correct.
So do we have any of that yet?
We do have business owners interested, but before we start this, we have to go through the process. July 1st, I believe, is the deadline for the application, so we need to get it started now. There's a couple of hurdles that have to be overcome. First, you have to have the business owners commit to it, and secondly, we have to get awarded. And there's only so much money available each year. So following through on it, we'd have to have both of those. We have to have the
before
business
we
owners.
Fill out the grant, we're gonna know that we've got the.
Well, we have to,
business
yeah, we have to identify which buildings are being
owners. Okay.
committed to and how much we're going to propose to put into each one, yes.
I remember the gentleman at that meeting seemed to feel we had a downtown that would fit this kind of program very nicely, that we've got some pretty nice buildings, and I can't remember, some of them they even called special buildings by themselves, that there's programs that can be used for them also.
That's correct.
Is there any other discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan. Yes. Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Sharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Next on the agenda as part of this also is a motion to approve a resolution on the financial assurance in conjunction with the community development block grant application.
This is specifically spelling out the $500,000 from CDBG and the $500,000 locally being invested, with $250,000 originating from building owners in the revitalization area. So this one specifically spells out where the responsibilities would lie.
I make the motion to approve a resolution to approve a community development block grant application.
Second.
If I may correct you, Jen, I apologize. This would be for the financial
Okay.
assurance,
In conjunction.
resolution of financial assurance in conjunction with the block grant.
Okay.
Did I hear a second?
That's second.
Okay.
Oh,
Any other, what?
it's okay.
Oh, was there any other discussion on that? And a roll call, please.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried. And the third part of that is a motion to approve a resolution authorizing a memorandum of understanding with Intercog.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, I do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion for that? Then I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan.
Yes.
Okay, we're down to F. I need a motion to approve a resolution to fix a date for public hearing on a proposal to enter into a water revenue loan agreement and to borrow money thereunder in a principal amount not to exceed $1,200,000.
This is for the water main replacement on the Highway 150 project. This replaces the SRF loan that we were not able to secure for this project. This would set May 10th, 2021 as the date for the hearing.
I have a question on this. If, if some of the stimulus money does come through down the road, do we borrow the 1.2 million right away, or as we need it? Do we sell?
I believe this is a not to exceed amount, so if we determine before May 10th that we have some money to put at it that we wanted to, May 10th at the hearing is when you're going to have your final, this is how much we're putting into this.
Okay.
Being a revenue bond, it would have a call date at some point within that time frame. Although I don't think we're looking at real long terms on these. So,
So if we would get down the road, we could at least pay it off if we can't
Yes.
use it ahead of time.
correct. And I mean, there's a couple of different avenues to take a look at with the stimulus money or the American Rescue Act, I think is what they're calling this round. So I mean, there are some options that you have there.
Okay.
So did I hear a motion on this?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Jan.
Second.
Second by Jan. Roll call, please.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried.
I think she missed E, didn't she?
No?
No, E was
We did that one.
Intercog.
I missed it.
It's okay, keep us on track.
Yeah, I need all the help I can get, Deb, thank you. Okay, we're down to G. A motion to approve a resolution approving contract and performance and/or payment bonds for the 2021 pavement rehabilitation project.
This is actually awarding the contract and formalizing the 2021 street rehab project.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay, I do have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? And a roll call, please.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yeah. Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried. And we're down to H. In regards to the employee handbook, a motion to approve a resolution to amend employee handbook, section 2.6, police department residency from 15 miles to 30 odometer miles, or 30 minutes.
So moved.
Second.
And the Public Safety Committee did vote or did approve this. It will help in recruiting officers, hopefully, for the department positions.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Not a roll call, please.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hill,
Yes,
Scharf.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried.
you will notice we said odometer miles, right, Carl?
Gotcha.
Not as the crow flies.
Very good, Bob.
Carl, I wanted you to know I heard you.
Good.
Okay, we're down to, here. Okay, I need a motion to approve a resolution to rescind Resolution 2021-33, which was appointing city clerk.
Did she work at all?
No, her start date was supposed to be this coming Thursday.
So this is just accepting her. Okay,
I make the motion.
thank you.
Second.
I do have a motion and a second to that degree. Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hill,
Yes,
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried.
should point out here that there's nothing, we didn't find anything wrong with Ashley. She simply decided not to accept the position.
Correct. Okay, we're down to urban renewal area. First one is for A, is resolution deleting property from the Independence Urban Renewal property from the, just the motion I need.
Can you explain why we're going to delete some, but then we're going to turn around and add some?
In this urban renewal area, it's already in an existing area that is set to expire, so we have to take it out of that plan area and create a new plan area for this project. Otherwise, they would only have roughly 2 years to collect on their rebate. And it's in the TIF rules, there's only so many years once that area is active and TIF has been collected. There's a sunset on all but 2 of our TIF areas. The downtown being one that is currently not set to sunset. And this one is out by Enterprise Drive, which does have a sunset clause in it. So the only thing we can do is take out this parcel from that original area and create its own area, which has a new frozen base as of the date that it's put back in. And that clock starts ticking as soon as there is a TIF demand against the property.
Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second.
thank you. I do have a motion and a second for that. Can I have a roll call, please?
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez.
Yes.
Hill,
Yes,
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried.
I'd like to make the motion to waive the second and third readings on this one.
If I can have you hold up for 1 second, because you need to adopt the ordinance first, which is item B.
Which is the next item we're on?
Yes. The ordinance will take the second and third reading, John.
Okay. So next, I need a motion. An ordinance deleting property from, Okay, that one we just did.
No, that's the one you want to
What I
do.
want. Okay, an ordinance deleting property from the tax increment financing district for the Independence Urban Renewal Area of the City of Independence, Iowa pursuant to section 403.19 of the Code of Iowa.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Thank you, that
Now I'd
motion
like to
is
make my
carried.
motion to do the second and third readings.
Okay. So we do have the motion to
I'll second
waive,
it.
you want to waive second and third?
Correct.
You have a second? Mr. Hill.
Okay,
I will point out this will take a supermajority. It will take 5 yes votes to approve.
okay. Roll call, please.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
No.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
No.
Callahan.
Yes.
Okay, we did not get 5. So I'm sorry, that part failed, so this will be back on the agenda for next week, next month, or next meeting. Sorry, John.
Does that affect 6C, setting a public hearing date?
It does not affect setting the date. If it goes to 3 readings, it may affect the project, but I'll let you know at the next meeting. It does not affect us between now and the next meeting.
Okay.
So the next is a motion to approve a resolution setting a date for public hearing of designation of the expanded Independence Urban Renewal Area and on Urban Renewal Plan Amendment. What date are we setting that for?
So moved.
Second.
Do we have a date we're setting it for? Will that make,
I'm double checking myself here. May 10th is the hearing date for this.
okay. I do have a motion and a second to setting May 10th as that date. Any other discussion? And a roll call, please.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion is carried. We're down to other business.
Mayor, if I can ask you to speak up a little bit, I'm having a hard time hearing you from over here, so I imagine
Are you? Okay.
maybe some of the gallery is having a hard time hearing you, and maybe some of the public listening on the Ring Central might have a hard time hearing you.
Do I have permission to take this thing off? Is that okay?
Yes.
Kind of hard to talk through my mask.
Just breathe straight ahead.
I also have my hearing aids in, so I hear me pretty good.
Like our old speech teacher used to tell us, act like the person way back in the back of the room is the one who...
I keep trying. Sorry. Thank you for letting me know that. I'm sure I'll hear about it out in the public too, so thank you. We're under other business. The first item is the 9th Avenue Southwest, a motion to set April 26 at 6:30 for public hearing and first reading to amend City Code of Ordinance, Chapter 69, Parking Regulations.
This pertains to 9th Street Southwest, moving the no parking from the south side of the street to the north side of the street based on requests from the citizens on 9th Street Southwest.
Make motion.
Second.
Then we'll have to move the post, the mailboxes.
Posts, not the mailboxes. But the no parking signs have to go to the north side.
But the mailboxes are on.
I think what Deb's asking is the mailboxes, it doesn't, the post office said they didn't think it'd be a problem to have the parking on the mailbox sides.
Right.
Actually, on that street, mailboxes are on both sides of the road. So on that side, it didn't matter which way we put it on there, it was still gonna be affected by the mailboxes on how far away they need to park. It was 10th Street Southwest that they were only on one side. So this one, mailboxes are on both sides.
But that's a pretty short stretch, and they can't park in front of the mailboxes, so.
Right, that's parked 20 feet away. When this came up, I had officers go and check out that street, see how many parked on there overnight and throughout the next couple of weeks. At the most, we had 2. Even overnight, maybe we had 1. And so there's not a lot of people that park on there. Based on the people that asked us to be changed, where the vehicles would park does cause an issue for them backing out of the driveway. So being on the opposite side of the street, they wouldn't have that issue. So I don't see an issue changing it to the other side.
And this is strictly setting the date for a public hearing, so
Correct.
anybody that has any comments can come to the meeting on that date
Yes.
to speak about it at that time, so. This is a motion just setting the public hearing date. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Just stay here for the next one.
Just in case you have any questions.
Now we're to 6th Avenue Northwest. I need a motion to set a public hearing for April 26 at 6:30 PM to amend Chapter 65 of the Independent City Code, stop or yield required on 6th Avenue Northwest.
So moved.
Second.
Any comments you want to make before we take the final vote?
Nope.
Okay.
This is the one that's resulting from that accident that we had up there.
This is what started with the accident, and then some other people in that area had some comments or concerns of another intersection, so this is pertaining to that.
And
With
again,
6th Avenue Northwest being a fairly heavily traveled street and a lot of intersecting streets, this is the reason.
and again, this is setting the public hearing, so anybody in regards to this, we invite them to come on April 26, 6:30 to give us their ideas on it. So all those in favor of setting this date, say aye.
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 Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Thank you.
I have personally been T-boned at that point.
I think I cabled a small tree. I'm printing out my agenda this time. Okay. Is this one specifically for Carl?
Yes.
This one's.
Number C is a motion to approve change order 6 in the amount of $4,217.05 as far as a negative.
I strongly make that motion.
Second.
I do that, help us get this done quickly.
He's pointing at you, Carol.
Since he doesn't like change orders, we always go to him first.
I want to point out, I did receive a message from Dan Kimball at AECom. Some of the verbiage in this change order had to be changed. The amount is set from the DOT audit of the project, but there will be a change in some of the verbiage on the DOT side, but otherwise it's good to go.
Okay, I do have a motion and a second to approve. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Am I getting loud enough or not? Still not? I feel like I'm yelling as it is. Okay, we're down to D under other business. A motion to approve amendment to the Gator 2017 Development Agreement.
This has to do with the obligation to create jobs from a Department of Economic Development grant that was awarded for their expansion. Because of the COVID pandemic, they were not able to meet that. The Department of Economic Development is granting an amendment to their contract, but it would take the community to concur with that amendment and allow the mayor to sign that amendment that is attached. Basically, you're extending the dates out for the job creation.
I'd make a motion
We're
to
still
approve it.
hoping to create those jobs?
The same number of jobs are listed, it's just, the change in the contract goes from July 31st, 2020 to July 31st, 2022. It extends it out to July 31st, 2022 to 2024. So they just push those completion dates out, if you will.
I second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried. Next on the agenda is a motion to approve the street department to place an order for replacement dump truck in the fiscal year 2022 CIP.
So moved.
Second.
Al, excuse me, have they already taken bids? Now, I'm just gonna use common sense and say if we get it early, it should be cheaper, or less expensive, I should say. Have they been shopping?
They've gotten competitive quotes.
Okay.
At this point, we're being told that it's out there 12 months.
Yeah, I can believe that.
Right.
We've got things going on.
I won't tell you that it won't come in quicker, but if we're going to receive it in the fiscal '22 budget year, we're going to have to get started on it sooner than later.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I do have a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Next, item F, under Chung Gardens Commercial Restoration, a motion to approve the commercial restoration rehabilitation grant for Chung Gardens to make improvements to their building and reimburse up to $6,151.51.
So moved.
Second.
You don't need a roll call on this? Okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion is carried. Okay, G, Airport Apron. Motion to approve the resolution of support for federal funding at James H. Connell Field at the Independence Municipal Airport.
I want to point out two things. One is I did get some updated layouts and cost estimates from the engineer today that I added to the agenda item. This is a request from Congressperson Hinson's office. It came in last week, so I apologize for the short notice. We just received this. They're asking for, in essence, projects that are ready to go that would fit into their infrastructure bill that can potentially be earmarked for completion. The airport has had this one sitting in the books for about 3 years now to put in an apron and taxiway north of the terminal building to move the crop duster operations away from the general aviation area. It adds safety from the standpoint of separating those out. Also, it would allow us to create a containment area for the crop dusters, so should we ever have a spill of any kind, we catch those contaminants, and this was designed with that in mind. It also takes us from 2 transient aircraft tie-downs that we have currently to, it would add 10 more. Right now, we only have 2 places to tie down aircraft. When the crop dusters come in, that's always a challenge for us. There is no place to tie down. We have 2 functional tie downs. The picture that they show here actually showed 3 airplanes in place. The airplane in that photo that's closest to the T-hangars, we had to take those tie downs out. They're in a taxiway area and that plane can't be there. So we are severely limited to not just terminal space, if you will, but tie downs to secure the aircraft.
I'd make the motion.
What's the cost to us for this?
What they've said is that we would be responsible for the normal match, so I would guess at this point we're looking at 10%. It's a 90-10 match. The turnaround time is, this has to be submitted by 5 o'clock on Wednesday this week. So we've had 8 days to put this together and respond. Congresswoman Hinson has to have her selection made from her district. She gets 10 projects. I think she has until the first part of May to make her submission into the folks that she has to deal with. So it's a very tight turnaround.
Now, are we talking about the one that is already passed, or is this, she's putting together projects in case they get together and decide to do the infrastructure one?
This is for in case they get that infrastructure bill put together, as I understand it.
So that's not a done deal.
It is not a done deal. We're putting our hat in the ring. If they decide to hand out money, there's $1 million for the city of Independence, potentially.
Well, it sounds good that she's maybe thinking about it if she's asking for projects. That's good.
These projects have to be built in the federal fiscal '22, so this project would have to be built and completed by October 1st of '22.
Since you just got the word from Henson Al, have you notified your board, and are they completely?
The airport board did review this on Wednesday night. It was a 2-to-1 vote. We had 3 members present in favor of this.
Okay.
Well, this would certainly eliminate not only the tie down, but I know the age-old, when they come in there and put their chemicals down and have 3-4 planes there and other private planes can't move through that area. And then if they have spills, it's been an age-old, he said, she said problem there for years.
Right.
Which is why it's been on the books for that long to try to correct that,
Yes.
So did I have a motion and second on
We
this?
had a motion
Second.
and a second.
Okay. May I have a roll call, please?
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried. We are down to H, which is emergency medical service. I need a motion to approve city participation with Buchanan County and Buchanan County Health Center as outlined for an emergency medical service.
Before we take a motion, there was a meeting today to discuss this. We were given some new numbers. The package appears to be closer to 300,000 than 80,000. The model that was being suggested or recommended, I shouldn't say recommended, anticipated, didn't match the expectations of area ambulance. So I think the playground has changed a little bit. There is another meeting coming up later this week and possibly again next week to have more discussion on it. The concern is, quite honestly, our budgets are approved, they're done. Where does that extra money come from? And that was kind of the focus of our conversation. We thought we were getting close to having it ready. I know we talked about it at the work session a little bit last week, and I thought it was time to carry on that conversation. At this point, I guess I'd only ask for permission to continue the discussion with Buchanan County and Buchanan County Medical Center on how do we resolve this issue.
Can council have any involvement in that?
Does the council want to sit in on the meetings? I guess I'd be a little bit reluctant to have a majority of the council there, although if the council wants to conduct this, it isn't going to change the numbers that I can see.
Al, would this be going into city or county, whoever is in this, would this be a 28E agreement type thing?
Probably have to be because, you know,
Funding?
the funding right now is being suggested shared between the county, the city, and the hospital. I mean, that was kind of the framework that we've been building on. So 28E would be the most logical.
Now, I guess you more when you guys have your meetings or everything, when we say county, Are we talking rural, or are we talking small community that don't have one? They're involved? You know,
The
say
communi-
like Aurora, Pulaski, Raleigh type thing?
The communities have not been involved. It has been the county supervisors.
Just supervisor, okay. Thank you.
The discussion today did involve the question about Kowalski and Winthrop and Raleigh and Brandon.
I'd just like to see them have a piece of the skin too, since they're gonna be covered. I know they're small communities but it all adds up to whatever we can do.
I understand. I don't know that, well, they have not been at
More
the table.
discussion to come.
Right.
I understand, okay.
So at this point, the only thing that I think would be reasonable to ask for is either no action or your blessing to proceed, but really at this point, we're at a spot where we have to proceed. And anybody that wants to participate, let me know. I'll send you the meeting invite and we'll go from there.
I make a motion to proceed with this.
Second.
Okay, I do have a motion and a second to participation. May I have a roll call, please?
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
And I would
Thank
like to
you.
sit on the meetings.
Motion is carried. Okay, we are down to number 8, personnel. A is recommended action to accept City Clerk Treasurer Gina Lynch's resignation.
So moved.
Second.
Any other discussion? May I have a roll call, please?
Hannah,
Yes.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yeah.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz.
Yes.
Thank you, motion is carried.
Mayor, would it be possible, rather than going into closed session now, to continue on and do council committees and comments and staff so they aren't having to wait till we resume after closed session?
Yes, we will have to come out of closed session and still have an open meeting, but if you'd like to get that ahead of time, so it kind of makes things run smoother. Was there any council committees that needed to report anything? How about anything from any of the council members?
I would guess I would just like to thank the police department, fire department, citizens for the tribute yesterday, for Trooper Smith being brought back to Independence. A very difficult time for the community, but I thought that was put together quickly and efficiently, and thank you for doing that to everyone.
You do have a couple of department heads here. Dick, did you have something you'd like to bring up?
This also you can hear me better. Tomorrow night, or not tomorrow night, next Tuesday night, a week from tomorrow, or tomorrow night, we're gonna have, the Fire Service Training Bureau's burn trailer coming in town for some training. We'll do some live fire training, so we'll be able to put some of our guys through some live fire training, safely. Kind of mentioned something to Jen about it last Monday night, and clear to make sure it's okay. If any of the council would like to put on some bunker gear and an air pack and go through there and kind of get an idea of what we do.
Kill us
more than
off?
Happy to welcome that. And if you're interested, let me know, and we'll get you suited up with some gear that fits you as close as we can get it to fit you, and go through some training on an air pack prior to that, so that you'd be comfortable doing that. But I think it'd be a great opportunity for the mayor to go through that burn.
Do not expect the mayor to be there. I have enough trouble breathing without needing an air pack and going through all.
So,
There'll be no pictures taken, right?
oh, no, I'm sure there'd be no pictures taken.
Did you say
And I doubt if you have short
Video.
suits for me either.
Oh, but we can find something.
Eh,
that works.
okay.
Did you say it was next Tuesday or the
Next.
27th?
27th, I'm
Okay,
sorry, you're right,
'cause-
yep. Yeah, next Tuesday is when we're actually gonna be burning the house.
Okay, all right. What time?
6:30?
Okay.
Actually, it's gonna start at 6 o'clock
6 o'clock on the 27th.
on the
I
27th.
can see Jen showing up.
Well, after I blow out my candles on my cake, maybe I'll just go into a fire.
There you go.
Blow that one.
See if you can blow that
See if I can
candle
huff
out.
and puff enough for that one.
There you go. So, just thought I'd throw it out there. Could be interesting.
I'll show up. You can sell tickets to raise money.
Okay,
I'm sure there are those that'll hope my air pack doesn't have air in it.
right.
And then Dick, after that, they can sell tickets for him, you put him on them dunk tanks, when you guys throw apples and stuff at him.
Wait, I didn't
Cooling
agree
off.
to that part. Jen, did you?
What?
Did you agree to the dunk tank?
No, you did not, Bill.
I'm only following.
I've done
her
that
lead.
before.
Thank you, Dick.
That's all I had.
Thank
I
you,
just
Dick.
thought, throw it out there, like I said, if you're interested.
Did you need to elaborate any more on the open burning, since I didn't have a lot of info or
The big thing
didn't
is,
have much?
the open burning, they can still, it's strictly, yard waste, no garbage, and it's strictly for this period of time.
Sun up to sundown.
Sun up to sundown.
Okay.
So that's per the ordinance. Any
And
yard waste, no garbage,
And supervised?
and supervised, they have to be out there watching it. It's on their property, not sidewalks or streets.
Or alleys.
Okay.
Can you repeat the dates
Or
again, just
alleys.
for,
Or alleys.
Or alleys.
can you just repeat the dates again, just so, make sure
April
people can hear
17th
them?
through May 2nd. Okay,
Thank you.
yep.
Dustin, did you have anything you'd like to share? We'll let you take your mask off too if you want.
That's right. No, I appreciate what you said, Bob. I'd like to thank the community and the people that showed up for the bring home of Trooper Jim Smith yesterday. We had a lot of people through town in a very short period of time. We knew ahead that they were coming, and we tried the best we could to organize everything to make sure we had it taken care of, and we did I think, a pretty decent job with it. It's a trying time for us in law enforcement, and this really hits home. I worked with Trooper Smith for 10 years, so it's something that we'll have to go through, and our department, our city's gonna hurt for a while. So he'll truly will be missed. On a more positive note, Peyton Prasader completed her certification to be a reserve officer for us, so she is now a certified reserve. Unfortunately, her first time in uniform was yesterday. But she is a certified reserve now. Now she's going to start through training and go from there. So she is excited to get going and to get started, and I think she'll be a good asset to our community. So, we did have, because of our detour, we did have some complaints of speeders up and down Second Avenue. Just to let you know that our Independence Rebel Cop is out on Second Avenue now, so he'll be out there for at least a day, if not a couple. It'll be hit and miss. We'll move it around to make sure that it gets out there quite a bit. So, I personally didn't see any speeders down the street, but I've heard of a lot of people that said there has been. So, and I did talk to an officer who's been working in the afternoons, and he said he has seen some, so that's why it did get put out there today. So,
I did have somebody call me and say that dump trucks were taking a shortcut up there to get to the fairgrounds when they're hauling dirt and driving on a street that's probably not made for dump trucks. The tip of 12th or somewhere up in there.
I know we had a lot of people that were driving around the barricade for that one block of 1100, the 1100 block of Second Avenue to get into, instead of having to go around the block. I've had officers out there quite a bit. Our newest officer, Logan, he's up there stopping cars. I've heard a lot of his radio traffic as I've been sitting here in this council meeting. So he's having a good time. So we're trying the best we can. The detour is going to be an interesting thing for people to understand. And being with this new, it'll take a little bit for them to all get acquainted with what they have to do. So, but once we get to that point where it should ease up a little bit.
But definitely do not drive around barricades.
So,
Do not enter?
it says,
Don't.
do not enter, don't drive around them. Even if it's just a little shortcut for one block, it's still do not enter. Because you got vehicles coming the other direction, especially semis that take up a lot of the road, it's gonna cause a traffic issue. If they would actually, if you go up on 11th, or on 2nd Avenue to 11th Street, there's 2 roads before you actually get to 150 that you can go north on. 3rd Avenue and 4th Avenue, we do cross that block. I know they're on either side of Bachman's, but they are streets, so you can use those. A lot of people don't even realize that those are streets because I know there's signs off of 12th, but off of 11th, I don't recall if there's any signs there that say that they're streets. I know there's one.
There's one
Third,
that says 3rd and 4th.
Huh?
There's signs that say, tell you it's 3rd and 4th.
I didn't see the one for 3rd, I saw the one for 4th, so.
They're there.
But yeah, there are streets there to take instead of having to go all the way out to 150 and back, so.
Dustin, I just received a text that there'll be no school this Friday. It appears that the school is going to host Sergeant Smith's funeral.
We had a meeting today and not everything has been worked out yet, and I have been told that it is not to be explained to everybody yet what's going on until all of the state troopers and stuff are notified first, so. But as soon as we get that go-ahead, I will email everybody and let them know what is gonna be happening.
That was just text message from school, right? So it's up there.
Well, until,
We did just receive email confirmation of that.
okay, then yes, it will be on Friday. And the school will be hosting it for us.
You know, also Dustin here, since Jen and I are working with the fire department, when Officer Cass needs somebody to get in the outfit for Titan training, we've already done our duty. I think the other council,
I think
Volunteering.
the city attorney should volunteer for that one.
That's, that's another one the mayor will not be doing.
I think this needs to be more fully explained. I'm not quite sure what this is.
A suit for the dog to
It's called a
attack.
bite suit.
Oh, God.
There's a reason for it.
Oh, no.
Training for the
You all
dog.
know Holly Corkery, my colleague, do you not? Her sister was once a law enforcement officer until she tangled with the dog. It ended her career. I'm not tangling with the dog.
Suit or no suit, right?
I believe there was a suit involved.
I think what we'll do is we'll schedule you for next year on February 30th.
fundraiser.
Since there's no February 30th, you're safe.
He was getting ready to mark his calendar.
You see what you missed not being here with us?
I'm too
Entire
old to let myself
February
get
29th.
attacked by dogs and have my limbs ripped around.
I had to swear the dog in, so I'm not getting in a suit for him. So,
Thanks for the
That's all I
offer.
had. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't see any other department heads, do you? Am I missing anybody? Anything that you or Susie, Al, you want to say at this time?
I would only mention to the council that our RISE grant application did go through the DOT Commission workshop this afternoon. Everything appears to be in order. We scored second out of 3 applications as far as our score on there, but I think we're going to be fine for funding from what we heard today. So optimistic that tomorrow morning that will be funded.
I just want to make a quick comment since we still have hopefully the audience out there in the public. This has been a long agenda and we've gone through it fairly quickly, which I'm sure some people probably wonder about. But we have a meeting, a work session on the first Monday of every month that the council meets then. And we go over a lot of this stuff and that's when we do a lot of discussion and answer questions and evaluate things, and that's what helps the actual agenda for our meetings go a little quicker because council members are informed ahead of time and can check things out before they make their votes. So just wanted the public to know that it's not something we're trying to rush through, but that we prepare for that purpose, so. If nobody has anything else, we will go back to the personnel section and possibly go into a closed session. I always have trouble getting these things going. I have to get permission from the attorney on this as to whether we can actually have the ability to legally enter into a closed session regarding applicants' interview for the record.
Do we have written requests?
Yes, we do.
Okay, then it would be my legal opinion that you can, under the circumstances, go into a closed session under Iowa Code 21.51I to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and as Al's indicated, the individual requests a closed session.
For the record, there are 2 individuals that have requested the closed sessions.
So I actually need a motion to enter into the closed session first.
Yes,
Okay,
got it.
got it? Second?
Second.
Okay. Roll call on regards to entering into a closed session, please.
Callahan,
Yes.
Rodriguez,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Scharf,
Yes.
Kurtz,
Yes.
Hannah.
Yes.
Thank you, motion's carried, so we need to,
I will point out that because I have no participants on Ring Central, we will not be rejoining Ring Central when we come out of the closed session.
goodbye.